What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be breaking down The Flash's Season 8 Episode 4 trailer. So the trailer starts out with Barry asking Thawne what he did, as obviously in Episode 3, it ended with Thawne somehow marrying Iris in the year 2031 when Barry time traveled to find out who exactly caused Armageddon. So anyways, Barry, he asks what Thawne did, and Thawne responds with, "I finally did what I set out to do all those years ago." And here's what I think he's referring to. In the comics, and on the show, as a matter of fact, Thawne stated that once he wanted to be the Flash. Maybe he actually ended up convincing people or somehow making the illusion that he is Barry and Barry is Thawne, or something along the lines of that. I think that could have definitely happened. So yeah, then Barry ends up finding out that Thawne was the one behind Armageddon all along. We then see Damien Darhk's first appearance, and it looks like he's definitely more on the side of Thawne, obviously, than anyone else. But we do know that in this episode, he's supposed to offer Barry somewhat of a deal. We know that from the synopsis for this episode. We'll go over the synopsis a little bit more later in the video. But anyways, as I said before, I think what could be happening here is that Thawne somehow made it to where everyone thinks he's Barry and thinks that Barry is Thawne. Now, I have no idea how he could pull off something like that. Maybe with time travel, the timeline must have been changed somehow. But it has to be that everyone thinks that Thawne is Barry, because even if Barry were to somehow become evil in this future, I highly doubt Iris would still end up marrying Thawne. That doesn't make any sense. Iris would never do that. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see exactly what's going on with the Reverse Flash in 2031. So now let's go over a little bit more of the synopsis. So it says that Damien Darhk offers Barry advice, but there is a catch to go along with it. Now, is this catch Barry somehow being forced to wear the Reverse Flash suit? As obviously we've seen set photos with Grant Gustin, who plays the Flash, in the Reverse Flash suit. I mean, if everyone really thinks that Barry is Thawne, I think that could actually make sense. Barry having to be in the Reverse Flash suit. But I don't know why Darhk would want Barry in the suit to begin with, so I guess we'll just have to find out in the episode. So anyways, getting back to the trailer, we see Ryan Choi and Batwoman's first appearance as well, as it looks like they will possibly be getting into a fight with Barry to start the next episode. We also see Alex Danvers there as well. I noticed that Ryan Choi has this thing around his wrist. I don't know exactly what that could be. It could be like some nanotechnology that makes his Atom suit appear. I think that's definitely possible, because we know that Ryan Choi is going to be the Atom in this 2031 future, because obviously we've seen some set photos of that, so that should be pretty cool to see. So then we see Barry, and he looks like he's like undercover or something. So maybe that means in the future he's known as like a public threat, and he's out in public, so he needs to cover his identity to make sure no one knows who he is. Then at the end, we also hear Thawne say, "I finally won. Who's faster now?" Obviously, the "Who's faster now" line was a reference to the end scene in Season 7, when Barry says, "I got faster, didn't you?" Thawne says, "No," and then runs off, blah, blah, blah. So I think, that's obviously, I thought that was a pretty cool line. Now, something else interesting that I wanted to point out, it looks like here Chester and Ryan are being holding their throats here, which brings me to believe that this must be the work of Damien Darhk, that Damien Darhk must have his powers in this future. And first of all, I don't know how Damien Darhk, I don't know how they're going to say that he's still alive, because last time I checked he was dead, so I don't know exactly how that's going to work. But yeah, nonetheless, this trailer looks pretty good, and next episode is looking really, really good as well. Now, I've said this before in previous videos, but I do think that we're getting kind of close to the end of the Tom Cavanagh Reverse Flash, because I think that the original Reverse Flash, being Matt Letcher, should definitely return if they're still going to be doing like a finale of the Flash vs. Reverse Flash. I think that would be really cool. And guys, we also got some great news for later in the season. In episode 11 and 12, Ronnie Raymond and Martin Stein will be returning. I don't know what their role is going to be. I don't know if this is going to be like a time travel type of storyline, or if they're going to somehow be alive, or maybe they're trying to go back to that Speed Force stuff, how it was more of a force of nature or something along the lines of that. Maybe they'll see Thawne and Martin Stein in the Speed Force taking form in them. I don't know exactly what's going to be going on, but it's going to be really cool to see the original Firestorm back on the Flash. And yeah, obviously we know some other characters are going to be returning, like Eddie Thawne in episode 6. So this season so far, it's looking pretty good with all these other old characters returning. I'm really excited to see what else they've got for us in the season. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on all this trailer stuff, all these other characters returning. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.